Now, the White House has imposed limited sanctions against Russia over the situation in Ukraine, and NASA is now following suit, restricting ties with Moscow officials. Details on that decision appeared in a leaked memo sent out to staff at the space agency. However, when it comes to getting its astronauts into orbit, NASA simply can't do without its key partner, as RT's Garnier Chichikan now explains.
The U.S. is suspending all contacts between NASA and Russian government officials. NASA has sent out a memo saying this suspension includes NASA travel to Russia and visits by Russian government representatives to NASA facilities, bilateral meetings, email and teleconferences or video conferences. At the present time, only operational International Space Station activities have been exempted. In addition, multilateral meetings held outside of Russia that may include Russian participation are not precluded under the present guidance. So as we understand, joint work at the International Space Station will continue and meetings are possible, but on a neutral territory. 2 U.S. astronauts are currently on board the ISS. Their mission will not be affected. We understand the launch of the Soyuz rocket on April 9th will not be affected either. And some say maybe the joint operations will not be affected as badly as it may sound in the headlines. But Washington definitely wants the headlines. Earlier this week, there was the headline about NATO suspending cooperation with Moscow. The U.S. is definitely giving Russia the cold shoulder. It's finding different ways to do that. This one is at the expense of science. A NASA scientist who spoke to the Verge news site on the condition of anonymity said this: NASA's goals aren't political. This is one of the first major actions I have heard from the U.S. government, and it is to stop science and technology collaboration. You're telling me there's nothing better? The last time the U.S. suspended ties like this was with the Soviet Union at the end of the 1970s, but the International Space Station was not even started yet at that time. Now some say if this moves beyond rhetoric, Washington could single-handedly undermine cooperation that hundreds of scientists have worked tirelessly to build together throughout many years. In Washington, I'm Garnier Chichikan, RT.
Now, while NASA may be cutting certain lines of communication with Moscow, it does look like key areas of cooperation will remain untouched. Now, the agency is heavily dependent on Russia's Soyuz rockets, which have put US astronauts into space 11 times in just the past 3 years. And since NASA scrapped its shuttle program in 2011, it's no longer able to put humans or cargo into orbit. Also, the US needs Russian-made space engines to launch satellites for government use. These are vital for many of the things that we use, including internet communications, navigation systems, and even financial transactions.